Hello, everybody, and welcome to Magnolia State Weather. We're finally live. Sorry, had a few technical difficulties we had to fix up. We're going to get through this. I'm not by myself tonight. I actually have Jacob in my ear right now, so that's great, and he's going to help us out here. Sorry if the live stream freezes just a little bit. You should be able to hear my audio for a while, but we might have some technical difficulties right now as weather's going through our area, but we should be mostly fine. Let me check that out right now. Looks like we're having a little bit of freezing. I might be able to fix that. Give me one bit of freezing. I might be able to fix that. Give me 1 second. Let's see. Let's just lower that bit rate to 6,000. All right. Should be better in terms of freezing now. I hope y'all are having a great night. Several severe thunderstorm warnings. We'll get into that right now. A heavy line moving through into Lincoln County right now, into Brookhaven and into Weston here in the next few minutes. This is for 60-mile-an-hour winds and penny-sized hail. That's what we're looking at there. There's a tornado watch across most of southern Mississippi, actually all of southern Mississippi, and for the Florida parishes of Louisiana. So we're going to cover not only South Mississippi right now, but also the Florida parishes of Louisiana, and really anything that happens down there in Louisiana right now. Are we having any freezing? If anyone could put in the chat that the stream's actually doing fairly good now, let me know. Jacob, you also let me know on that one. And that'll be good. Okay. Another severe weather warning now. New severe thunderstorm warning. That includes Amite and Pike counties down in southern Mississippi. This includes Liberty, Macomb, and Magnolia. This is for 60-mile-an-hour winds as well. Looks like that line has now really formed up now. We were talking about how it might take roughly an hour, 2 hours to get everything going, but we're definitely seeing this line is now forming pretty quickly, if I'm going to be honest. Remember, if you would, please make sure to like and share the live stream. That's going to be the easiest way for us to grow here at Magnolia State Weather. So if you will, please like and share the live stream. It helps a long way. So thank you for that in advance. Jacob definitely looking like turning down the bitrate helps. So good to know on that. One tornado warning down there in Louisiana. This includes the communities of Morganza, and this includes one of our parishes that we really cover. But this includes West Feliciana and Point Coupe parishes down there in Louisiana. And so that's what we're looking at right now. Let's see. I think I can get some cameras on this near Brookhaven. Let me work on that real quick, chat. Let me see if I can get that going. So in terms of velocity, this is what we look like from the Baton Rouge radar site. It's kind of all over the place looking at it from Baton Rouge. Sorry, let me fix that. But if we look from Jackson, definitely a little bit of rotation along this line, but overall 60-mile-an-hour winds is your main concern. Looking at this tornado warning down in Louisiana, this is a radar-indicated tornado warning. Definitely some rotation there, but nothing that's really telling me, hey, it looks like we've had a tornado on the ground or one's on the ground currently. Luckily, looking at correlation coefficient, might be a little bit of debris being lofted there, but overall looks fine for the most part. We'll wait and see what the National Weather Service says on that one. But overall, still 3 severe thunderstorm warnings, really 2 in play across southern Mississippi right now. And that's about to really move into Brookhaven and Weston right now as we speak. Farther down the line, Lawrence County is involved in this one as well. It'll be probably in Lawrence County within the next 45 minutes or so. Let me go ahead. Let's see how fast this is moving. This is moving east at 50 miles per hour. So let's go ahead and let's plan that out. So here we go. So planning that out for people ahead of this line. Just bear with me for 2 seconds while I get this set up. Gollaby, if you could answer any questions in the chat as they come up, if I'm not able to look at them immediately, that'd be great. Thank you for that in advance. All right, thank you. All right, so here we go. Let me check that real quick. Sorry, just getting the live stream up, so making sure this is good. I think that number is definitely wrong there for Wesson. But this will be moving to Weston probably in about 10 minutes, Brookhaven in about 10 minutes, Monticello about 30 minutes till this gets to you. This includes the communities of Fair River in 22 minutes, East Lincoln in 20 minutes, Robinwood 35 minutes, Arm in 40 minutes, Silver Creek in 41 minutes. And that's when that severe thunderstorm will get to you. Honestly, we're looking at this system, and this line of storms has really strengthened in the last 30 minutes. And I really think that we definitely have a potential for spin-up tornadoes here across the next several hours across all of Mississippi. If you're not watching, or if you don't know who I am, I'm student meteorologist Ashton Champion. I don't have anything below me to know who I am. A meteorology student at Mississippi State University. That's who I am. New severe thunderstorm warning now down in Louisiana. This is for 60-mile-an-hour winds, and that includes St. Helena Parish, West Feliciana Parish, Point Coupe Parish, East Feliciana Parish, East Baton Rouge Parish, Wilkinson County, and Amite County there in southern Mississippi. So that's where we're sitting at with that. That's for 60-mile-an-hour winds. And so looking at this entire line, I know that we're just saying 60-mile-an-hour winds, and that's really all we're looking at here. But in terms of rotation, there's lots of little areas in this where storms are rotating. And so even if you're not in a tornado warning, I would really stress for you to be ready to go in case stuff starts going down, because we're really seeing these storms have little bits of quick rotation. In a night like tonight, the National Weather Service in Jackson will more than likely not issue a tornado warning until really one's already on the ground, if I'm just going to be honest. And that's nothing against them. That's just normally what happens in situations like this. So anyways, really 3 applicable severe thunderstorm warnings here. I know it's labeled as 4, but we have 3. And I'll go back through those. One to the north that includes southern Copiah County. It includes all of Lincoln County and includes Lawrence County. That's for 60-mile-an-hour winds. We move farther south to one that includes Amite County and Pike counties. That's also for 60-mile-an-hour winds. And then also for our parishes in Louisiana, this is East and West Feliciana and Eastern Baton Rouge Parish, I believe. Sorry, still learning these parishes really good. That's also for 60-mile-an-hour winds. Officially from the National Weather Service, no tornado possible tags on these, but I really think they should have tornado possible tags on them. We're actually going to pull up a sky cam here very soon now that I can get one up. Let's go to Macomb here. I think the Macomb camera will have something really good for us here. So here's what we're looking like in Macomb right now. We're going to have new sky cams to look at tonight, courtesy of the North Mississippi Storm Chasers. Don't know if we'll have anything in North Mississippi to talk about tonight, but definitely going to have some sky cams around the region. So this is an MDOT traffic cam looking out to the south from Macomb. Overall, you're not seeing a whole lot there, but for the most part, this camera will become very active here in the next few minutes. We'll switch over back to the radar now and let that play through. Let's see if we can get some new cameras here. Let's go up to Terry, Mississippi, looking to the south. Let's see if we can get a view on that. So this is what we're looking at from Terry. This is south of Jackson, looking off to the south. Looking clear for now, but if you're in Terry, really looking up north towards Jackson, it doesn't look like anything's going to really be in the immediate threat area there for Terry. But Terry, looking off to the south, we'll definitely see plenty of lightning here in the next few minutes. New tornado warning. Tornado warning. This is for central Amite County, and this also includes Pike County. Macomb and Magnolia is involved in this. Let's see what this looks like up on radar. Let's pull this up. Definitely some rotation there. Let me pull up the area where I'm able to draw on here. Sorry. New things whenever we're getting the live stream started. Jacob, I don't know if I can fix that. Not for now. Yeah. So anyways, tornado warning here. This includes Amite and Pike counties. This is over Highway 569 right now. basically south of the community of Hustler. If you're in Hebron, if you're in Thompson, and if you're in McCleven, or maybe even Tangipahoa in, what is that, Pike or Emmett County, you need to be in your safe spot. And this is heading towards Macomb and Magnolia. So be in your safe spot and be ready. If you haven't liked or shared the live stream, let people know. If you know anyone there in Emmett or Pike counties, tornado warning for them. And this is a fairly obvious area of rotation there. If I'm just going to be honest, a fairly strong area there crossing the Highway 569 corridor there in Emmett County. I'm going to try to get another view of this from the Jackson radar site. Definitely a jumbled area there looking at the rotation, but if I'm going to be able to circle it now for everybody, it's going to be right there in central Emmett County. This is northeast of Liberty, and so this is over Highway 569 right now. This is moving off to the southeast, really, the east-southeast to southeast. Kind of a weird storm motion there, but that's the direction these storms are going tonight. So let's bring it back up from the Baton Rouge radar, not Baton Rouge, sorry, Slidell radar. And so we're going to go into our double view here of not only reflectivity, but also velocity. So this is the same view here. You get the same view from both velocity and reflectivity here. And so the right side, the left side's looking at your radar. The right side's looking at your storm relative velocity here. It's hard to see because you're not seeing any reds with this system here. I think this frame is a little glitched from the radar site there in Slidell. But honestly, very obvious area of rotation there. Let's see, are we getting any word on that from the National Weather Service for right now? Let's see. Still just radar indicated. Nothing showing that it's on the ground right now. Let's go back to our single frame here and let's move over to the correlation coefficient. So this is basically our debris radar. And so this is taking a second to load. Let's see. All right, here we go. Not seeing anything on the debris radar, and that's good. We don't want to see a blue circle pop up here on correlation coefficient, because that would mean that debris is being lofted into the air by this storm. Luckily, we're not seeing that right now. But looking at velocity, definitely a big area of rotation there, crossing over the community of Hebron right now. This rotation is basically right over, let's see, let's get some roads on this. Basically right over the Hebron Cemetery, over the Keith Cemetery. This is near Hebron Road and Wells Road. We have a new tornado warning now off to the south. That includes that warning we were looking at earlier. This is down in Louisiana. So this includes the town of New Roads. This is basically over Louisiana Highway 1, Louisiana Highway 10. This is moving off to the southwest. It's about to cross over New Roads. This is for West Valenciana Parish and Point Coupe Parish, moving southeast at 35 miles an hour. Let's see. This includes, really all I'm seeing is New Roads, includes Stonewall Plantation, Seibert. Moving off to the south, going to cross over the False River, and eventually we'll move over and down south towards Ingleside, Oakland, and Lakeland there in Louisiana. So now 2 tornado warnings across South Mississippi and parts of Louisiana. Really 3 tornado warnings, but if we're just going to be honest, it's really 2 here. We'll go back up to that cell up there in Emmett County. This is what I'm really worried about, because that's a fairly obvious area of rotation, at least in my eyes when I'm looking at it here. Fairly good looking area of rotation there. It's definitely contaminated looking from the radar in Slidell, so I'll try to get a look at it from Jackson. But overall, looks like the radar site struggling to really see this in this line. But overall, I'm still be in your safe spot, because this rotation is basically over the community of Hebron right now. If you're in McElvin, if you're in East Fork, if you're along the Highway 24 corridor between Liberty and Macomb, I'd be in your safe spot. Especially if you're in Summit, Macomb, or Magnolia right now, be in your safe space. And we're going to be talking about this for a long portion of the night, because this is just going to continue on into the night. I was not expecting storms to strengthen this early, but here's where we're sitting at here. So we actually have a camera looking into this storm, an NDOT traffic cam. This is looking north from basically just south of Magnolia, I believe. This is at Highway 584. So yeah, this is just south of Magnolia, more towards Osaka. But this would be looking up to the north near where this tornado would be coming from. Can't really see a lot here. Not a lot of traffic cams to play around with. But luckily, maybe at some point we'll get some sky cams over there in southwestern Mississippi. Anyways, be in your safe spot there, because really, I think that this storm has any potential, or has plenty of potential, to drop a tornado at any second if it hasn't dropped a brief one already. Remember, radar indicator rotation on this one, nothing confirmed. But also, ignoring the tornado threats here, you also have damaging wind gusts that could honestly be just as bad as a tornado in many cases. 3 severe thunderstorm warnings here, all with 60-mile-an-hour winds, and honestly wouldn't be shocked if they had higher winds than that. So that's what we're playing with now across all of southwestern Mississippi. Damaging winds. Be ready for a tornado at any point, if I'm just going to be honest. It's one of those nights where a tornado can pop up with no warning. And that's nothing against the National Weather Service. It's just one of those kinds of nights. So anyways, I hope all y'all are staying safe, but remember, tornado warning there in Amite County, tornado warning entering Macomb and Magnolia there in central Pike County, and then another tornado warning down there to the northwest of Baton Rouge. That includes East Feliciana, I can't remember, West Feliciana and Point Coupe parishes, and that's until 8:15. No confirmed tornadoes on the ground right now. That's what we like to hear. That's what we want to hear. For now, that's what we want to hear throughout the night. Sorry. Looking at the correlation coefficient, not seeing any debris being lofted by these storms, so that's very good. If we play this back a few minutes, not seeing anything on the radar in terms of tornadoes, so that's very good. And so that's how we want to keep it. So, luckily, it looks like those little areas, those little spin-ups that were just warned, looks like they may not have dropped anything. But I want to look just to the south over Liberty here. Looking at the velocity from Liberty, you're kind of getting a kidney bean shape with an embedded supercell basically over Liberty right now. Let's change the color on that to be blue. Basically over Liberty right now. Seeing a kidney bean shape right there. And so this tells me maybe there's another embedded supercell trying to form there in Amite County. And so that's going to move off to the east. Could potentially produce another area of rotation here in the next few minutes. And so that's where we're sitting at now. This line of storms is going to continue to move off to the east here very soon. I'll bring up the full radar here. Get this camera off for now. All right. And so they just dropped the tornado warning that was there for actually, sorry, I was on the wrong thing. Still, there's 2 tornado warnings, one for Amite County, one for Pike County, and then the other one's down there just to the northwest of Baton Rouge. So 3 severe thunderstorm warnings right now and 2 tornado warnings. And really, I think it's only going to ramp up from here as we get farther into southern Mississippi, as we get into the Pine Belt, as we really get into those Florida parishes of Louisiana, and definitely as we get close to the Gulf Coast. So zooming out for just a second, this is what we're playing with tonight when it comes to severe weather. Overall, still a slight risk across all of Mississippi and the Florida parishes of Louisiana. That's a level 2 out of 5. But whenever it comes to our main threats, it's going to be this wind threat that the National Weather Service is really worried about, or I should say the Storm Prediction Center is worried about. And that is really where we're entering now. Damaging winds is the primary concern, but you can't count out the tornado threat throughout the night, because as we look at this, still a 5% tornado threat across the area. A 5% tornado threat still low. However, the National Weather Service has this under a SIG 1 or significance 1 threat, which means that while the odds of tornadoes are low, any tornado that forms could seeing right now. Going to see plenty of quick spin-ups. I know nothing's been confirmed right now, but I think the same thing is going to be there whenever we get over there towards Biloxi. New severe thunderstorm warning. That's for penny-sized hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds for Copiah County, Lawrence County, Simpson County, and Lincoln County there in Mississippi. That's for the storm near Brookhaven and Weston, basically in the thick of it right now. This is moving towards Monticello. Looks like they cut off the back end of that storm. Okay. And so that's where we're sitting at right now. That tornado warning to the northeast of Baton Rouge, I'm not trying to ignore it. It's just the fact that whenever it comes to nights like this, if a tornado warning doesn't, or if a tornado is not immediately present with one of these tornado warnings, generally it's not usually going to produce one. So sometimes we're going to have what I like to call dead tornado warnings, where the tornado warning is still in place. Danger for that tornado. Can everyone hear me? Are we good on that? I know we're going through some weather here in Jasper County, so sorry about that. Working on that right now. Might have to restart the live stream. That's going to happen. Sorry, going through some weather right now. That'll pass here soon. Yeah, we're back. I think we're back. Can everyone hear me? Just want to make sure on that. So anyways, back to the dead warning thought. That storm north of Baton Rouge, northwest of Baton Rouge, that one's going through. Sorry, that storm is basically a dead tornado warning now. The rotation that brought the tornado warning is basically gone, and so that's why I'm not really too worried about that one. Kind of the same threat up towards Amit and Pike counties, but overall, still the same story with that one. If you're still there in Pike County, be in your safe spot, because honestly, this storm has plenty of rotation with it to go for a while. Jacob, for now, while I'm going through internet problems, I'm going to lower the bit rate by a good bit. So just let me know if it stays decent enough quality. New severe thunderstorm warning. This is for St. Helena, Tangipahoa, Washington parishes, and then also for Amit, Pike, and Wilkinson counties in Mississippi. I think that's updated. Yeah, they just updated it. That is now a tornado possible severe thunderstorm warning. So for this one, that includes Clinton, Louisiana, St. Francisville, Louisiana, but also southern portions of Wilkinson and Amit counties. That is now a tornado possible severe thunderstorm all night. Back. Sorry, we're going in and out, going through. All right, are we good? All right, are we good? Can y'all hear me again? Let me know when it comes back.